Thanks for tuning in. I'm Brock Page, and if you want to save yourself some time, check out my picks for this video in the description section below. Once again, I'm not a sports betting expert, I'm just a fan. That said, let's get into some picks for the 21st. Pittsburgh at Carolina, 82% of the cash is on Pittsburgh to win. They're laying 130 on the money line and 1.5 goals against the spread. The total's at 5.5. Although Pitt's the favorite to win, Carolina's a solid 65% at home. The Penguins are just 44% on the road. Carolina's lost a bunch of games recently, but I think they're good enough to cover here. I like Carolina against the spread at 1.5 goals, with the Penguins winning this one outright for some money line cash. Next game I have for you, Ottawa at New Jersey. 58% of the money's on the Senators. They're laying just 110 on the road for some money line cash. They are the 1.5 goal favorite. Total's at an even 5 goals. Ottawa's 2-0 against the Devils in their previous two matchups, and they're winning a solid 60% of their games on the road. On the other side, Jersey's just 46% at home and a dismal 29% as the home underdog. I like the money line cash in this one. I'm taking the Ottawa Senators laying 110 for the money line cash. Next matchup, Montreal at the New York Rangers. 76% of the money's on the Rangers. They're also laying 140 on the money line and 1.5 goals against the spread. Totals at 5.5 goals. New York's winning a solid 66% of their games overall and 61% at home. On the other side, Montreal is just 31% against teams winning more than 55%. All that said, I like the Rangers to win this one outright for some money line cash. Next game, Edmonton at Tampa Bay. 67% of the money's on Tampa. They're also laying 120 on the money line and 1.5 goals against the spread. Total's at an even 5 goals. I really like the total in this one. Both teams are collectively averaging 5.8 goals in their last 4 games combined. Edmonton games have also gone over the line in 3 of their last 4. All told, I'm taking the over 5 goals in this one. Next contest, Winnipeg at Toronto. 69% of the money's on Toronto. They're also laying 145 on the money line and 1.5 goals against the spread. Totals at an even 6 goals. Although most of the cash is on Toronto, they're just 47% as the official home favorite. They also fell at the hands of Winnipeg in their first game against each other. All that said, I like the Winnipeg Jets plus 1.5 against the spread in this one. Next game, New York Islanders at Detroit. 51% of the money's on the Red Wings. They're also laying 1.5 goals against the spread. Totals at 5.5 goals. The Islanders are a dismal 29% on the road. Along with going 0-2 in their first 2 matchups with the Red Wings, the Islanders are just 33% as the official road underdog. I don't want to give up any goals, but with that said, I do like the Detroit Red Wings winning this one outright at home for some money line cash. Next matchup, Chicago at Minnesota. 59% of the money's on Minnesota. They're also laying 135 on the money line, and they're giving up 1.5 goals against the spread. Totals at 5.5 goals. Folks, this has all the makings of a great hockey game. Minnesota is an impressive 72% at home and 74% as the official home favorite. They also tend to beat up on good teams as well. They're a staggering 80% against teams winning more than 55%. This should be a good one. I like Minnesota winning this one outright at home for some money line cash. Next contest, Calgary at Nashville. 79% of the money's on the Predators. They're also laying 160 on the money line and 1.5 goals against the spread. Totals at 5.5 goals. Calgary's just 44% as the official road underdog and just 47% against teams around 500. Along with beating Calgary in the first matchup, Nashville's a solid 63% against teams around 500. All that said, I'm taking Nashville on the money line, winning this one outright at home. Next and final game for the show, Los Angeles at Colorado. 85% of the money's on Los Angeles. They're also laying 185 on the money line and 1.5 goals against the spread. Totals at an even 5 goals. Colorado's a pitiful 16% against teams around 500. They're also just 25% at home. Not much more needs to be said in this one. I'm liking the LA Kings winning this one outright on the road for some money line cash. Well, folks, that is going to do it for me. Once again, I have to remind you that I am not a sports betting expert, nor do I implore you to take any of my picks. If for some reason you decide to use the information on this program, you're utilizing it at your own discretion. Most importantly, if you're betting any of these games, do it safe, do it responsibly, and most important, have fun. For Brock Page Predictions and Sports Picks, I'm Brock Page, and have yourself a positive day.